This hunt starts in November of 2024. This is the first time that I have been out since I was diagnosed in January of 2023 with multiple myeloma. It's a cancer of the blood. The reason for the diagnosis is my back was hurting. I ended up being hospitalized. And so I went into the doctor and they diagnosed multiple myeloma, cancer of the blood. So eventually I'll stop generating red and white blood cells. So it's important for me for the next 18 to 24 months to get out and visit with friends and do things that I would like to do while I can still do it. So this hunt was designed to meet up with a couple of very good friends of mine, Andy, who has been moved to Louisiana, and Perry, who lives in Houston, Texas, and my good friend Gary, who was driving us. We drove to Amarillo, Texas. We hooked up with Garrett Whitaker of Diamond Wing Outfitters, and we went on a 3-day sandhill crane hunt and goose hunt. First morning we got up bright and early. We met Ethan Long in the field. They set up a temporary blind, they put out decoys, and then they start calling these birds. So once we get there, we all bail out, we get into the blind, we get set up and wait for the sun to come up and the birds to start moving. I've got my GoPro camera on, so I'm ready to go and record anything and everything that I can. Turn out I'm not very good at this, but here's Gary, here's Andy in the blinds. Pretty neat situation. It's a set of fences with a bunch of brush pushed in, and we go out and these guys set up the decoys, and then we load them up and get in. And then when we finish for the day, we pick everything up and we leave. Now, the young lady that's sitting to my left is Aubrey. She's Ethan's girlfriend. She is a professional photographer, and she came out and took pictures. Some of hers are in here.
Kill him.
I don't think we knocked down one of them, did we?
I don't think we did.
Did one come down?
I don't think so.
Oh, we got one.
I know I missed mine.
Going down slow.
I know I missed
I couldn't
mine.
get stood up.
So that's how it works. The birds get called in, lured in to the decoys, and then once they're within gun range, we stand up and bang away at them. I had problems with my gun. I couldn't load it. The magazine was jammed, so I could only fire one shot at a time. At the end of the first day, we went to Garrett's family farm, and he cooked some of the birds that we'd killed that day for us that day. And they cleaned my guns, which is really good, so it started working just right. Now here's the four of us underneath this decoy that's underneath this mount. We have special hats on that say Birds Hunting Camp, so everybody was nice enough to wear these hats for me. The second day, we got out again bright and early. The second day we were much more productive. The first day we only killed 3 birds. The second day we killed 18, which was a limit, 3 birds per. There were 6 of us hunting. Had a couple other guys that were there that joined the 4 of us that were out of Florida. They were buddies. Their kids played on the same athletic teams. I don't remember whether it's baseball or softball or what. But we started the second day. We were very productive. Ethan was able to call in these birds, 3 bird limit, so 6 of us, we killed 18 birds. Very productive. And we had a great time, good shooting. Everybody got their share. You can see here that after we finished shooting, I'm sitting on a bucket because I couldn't pick anything up and carry it. Now here's Andy with a couple of birds, part of our take for the day. A lot of fun. You can see the blind behind us. Here's me with one of them. You can get a sense of how big these birds really are. But the blind was such that they could pick it up and move it and take the decoys and set them up in another place. We didn't hunt the same place. Here's Perry with another bird. So we had a lot of fun. It was a great day, very productive day, a lot of fun. You can see me resting while everybody else is working and cleaning up. Aubrey is she's supervising. Here we are at the end of the day with our birds lined up. The birds are big, and they're very good. They call them ribeye of the sky. Here's the 6 of us. The 2 guys that were not with us were from Florida, like I said, and they were buddies. And here's the 4 of us, all hooked up. The next day, we went out, and instead of hunting cranes, we thought we would hunt geese and ducks. We were not very lucky. There were tens of thousands of geese, but we couldn't get them to come into us. Here's the setup. Plenty of geese out there. Shot a few ducks and shot 1 speckled goose, but it wasn't very productive. The next day, Gary and I got up. Everybody went home, said goodbye. It was good to see those guys. Gary and I went to Rock Springs, Texas, and hooked up with a gentleman named Dennis Hurd, who owned a game farm. He put us up in that house, and then we hunted the next day out of this blind. I was there to get an axis deer, something that's kind of on my bucket list and something I wanted to do. We sat in that blind all day long, watched all of these animals that were there. I have to give Dee credit. All of these animals looked really healthy. His place looked good. It was clean and neat. And he's got a process where he feeds these animals, but there's enough graze for them to work on that too. But we saw black bucks, we saw mule deer, we saw these oryx that are coming across, and lots of pigs, which was interesting. We did find one place in the fence where the pigs had pushed their way through to come and go, and Dee was going to have to repair that. This is a little black buck and a doe, something I'd like is on my bucket list as well, maybe sometime in the future. But this really nice little whitetail buck came up, and there was a couple of them. Late at night, late in the day, right at the end of the day, right at very ending light, got a chance to shoot an axis deer. So we couldn't find him. He got lost in the woods. The next day we got up, had breakfast, and got out, and we found this guy. I had made a really good shot, 200 yards, a good hit, but we couldn't find him that night, and of course I was scared to death the pigs would find him, and the only thing we would find the next day would be just a couple of bones and some horns, and that would be it. But the deer was in great shape, hadn't been eaten on by the pigs, and was in just really good shape. So Gary and I, got out there, and this is Dee, he picked us up, found the deer. I can't believe he looked back in the brush and found him stuck back in there. We loaded him up on a little cart, took him back to a cleaning station. Dee runs a really good operation, and we hung him up. Well, Dee used to work for Coors, so that we had lots of Coors beer to celebrate with. Hung that buck up and cleaned him up. Then Gary and I loaded up the truck and headed back to California. A couple of weeks later, I hooked up with my youngest daughter, Dana, and her husband, Brian, my son-in-law, and we all went on a duck hunt up near Butte City, California. the outfitter had a little Argo that he drove us out to this flooded rice field where he had this buried blind in the dike, and we all loaded up and got in there. The duck hunt was productive. We got some ducks. Then our guide went and got his little Argo and came out and got us. But he's got, I don't know how many, couple hundred decoys out there for ducks and geese, and he leaves them out there. He's leased this piece of ground, flooded rice paddy, and he uses it and takes hunters out there. I guess what he told us is he didn't have an off day between Thanksgiving and the end of January. We're all lined up here. After the hunt, we're waiting on the Argo to come pick us up and take us out of there. But we had a great hunt. Here's the ducks we killed. We killed a great variety of ducks. One mallard, one little speckled belly goose. But this was the Argo ride back in to pick up the trucks and head home. Yeah, this Argo is a pretty neat little vehicle. It's got 6 wheels in it, and it will float. Fortunately, the rice paddies or the rice fields were not so flooded that we had to float. So we drove us back in. But here's the crew: Gary, Brian, Dana, and myself. Had a great hunt. It was just a lot of fun getting out. And there was a place in town that we took them and had them cleaned up and processed and took them home with us. So it was just one of those fun things to do. I've got my month-long beard that I hadn't shaved since we started crane hunting in Texas earlier, and here we are. Here's the final photo of the crew. It was a great hunt, a lot of fun.